Nothing really in a shop I can take, so I guess we'll just move on. Oh, you know what? His mission, is that something nearby? Yeah, so I'm not gonna bother reading it out loud because we already know we're looking for a restaurant. If it's nearby, find an exceptional restaurant. I gotta, like, look around the area. Ah, screw it. You know what? I got nothing better to do tonight. Wait, there's a guy just sitting here reading a book. Who the hell are you?
We meet again, Mr. Kimura.
Oh, him! He's the guy I saved.
Situation.
Dr. Reed. Still visiting London by night?
We must both be nocturnal animals, you and I. After your captivity, I thought you'd be more cautious.
Breathing the cold night air helps calm my mind, sir. I've had the most frightening nightmares since I escaped that filthy jail.
Yeah, what was the deal with that? Can we have him tell us more about it? Well, I guess let's start with the simple stuff. Tell me about the neighborhood first and foremost.
How is the situation in the West End?
I've heard rumors about armed men patrolling and fighting infected citizens in these very streets. I was lucky they didn't shoot me when I was abducted.
Yeah, ain't that the truth? Shouldn't they, like, shoot your abductor who apparently was a vampire. Well, what do you do for a living?
May I ask you what you do for a living, Mr. Kimura?
I was a landlord. A wealthy one. And not a very kind one.
Oh.
I realized recently.
Why this sudden epiphany? Is it because of your near-death experience?
I was already feeling nostalgic about Weymouth, my hometown. With recent events, I'm thinking about going back there.
Let's see, you were a rich landlord who was nostalgic about his hometown. Okay, I still don't fully understand who you are as a person, though. Well, tell me about your abduction.
What can you tell me about your abduction?
If you really want to know, I was locked in that building for 3 or 4 days.
Oh.
My jailer was insane, mumbling about sacrifice and voices.
Well, why didn't he sacrifice you right away?
And why didn't he sacrifice you?
That was the weirdest part. He claimed to spill blood was not enough. It had to be done when some stars were aligned.
Which stars?
That's weird.
That's the whole point. He wanted me to talk to him about some Red Queen configuration or constellation. I've never heard of such an astronomical term.
Daddy Vampire's always telling us about a Red Queen. Captured by a vampire who discovered his passion for astronomy? Well, Red Queen is something that, or at least a queen, is just something that Daddy Vampire keeps talking about. But Doris kept on referring to herself as a queen, so maybe that's the queen that Daddy Vampire was referring to about? I'm still not 100% sure. I mean, if she is, like, the start of the disease, it is a bit lackluster given how mysterious Daddy Vampire is and how basic and ordinary, no offense, Doris Fletcher, I mean. I don't know. I'll stop talking about it now. I think I've made my opinion on that very clear at this point. So tell me about the voices this guy heard.
What did he say about voices?
He constantly whined about the voice of his master, ordering him to do terrible things.
What?
He wanted to silence the voice by offering blood. My blood.
Maybe Bastard for him also meant vampire? I doubt we have the same daddy, though. My daddy's kind of special. And no, I will not stop referring to my vampire daddy as my vampire daddy. He technically is my father, I am a baby, therefore he is my vampire daddy. I hold no regret for saying that. Watch me regret that in 20 years, but I hold regret not saying it now. Or saying it now. Forget I said anything. Nostalgic about your hometown.
Why are you so nostalgic for your hometown, Tadao?
I was focused so much on making money, I almost forgot that my relatives and friends are threatened by this epidemic.
Well, okay. Well, tell me about your family then.
Have you heard anything from your family?
I was not only a bad landlord, I was also a bad husband.
Aww.
I've not seen my wife and son for years.
Aww.
Busy, busy, busy.
At least now you're ready to go back and see them. But don't be surprised if your son bears a grudge, sir.
You make it sound like you suffered from an absent father yourself, Dr. Reed.
Well, he's absent now.
Well, keep your warning in mind.
Yeah, apparently I didn't really bring this up because I was just so disappointed about the end of that trail where we're finding our dad. Apparently our biological father isn't a vampire. He was just a dying man, which is very, very sad. I guess I was just disappointed that it wasn't anything more interesting than that, but I shouldn't be. Our dad is our dad. We shouldn't be disappointed that he wasn't a cool vampire like your vampire daddy. And yeah, you left your family and has not seen your own son in years. I wonder if he's already an adult. Well, do you have any friends? I doubt it, but do you?
Have you no friends at all?
Over the years, I'm afraid my greed turned me into my friend's adversary, while I became friends with my professional rivals.
Those you grew up with didn't share your views on money and success.
Would you believe I was once a member of poetry circles and an astronomy club?
Wow, that's
We
cool.
were young, such joyful dreamers then, that I stopped laughing long ago.
Yeah, I'm a cringe person. Poetry and astrology stuff just seems interesting. For the record, I don't believe in all that astrology stuff. I just think it's fun to learn about, you know? It's cool to me. Did you really change, though, my dude?
Can you change? And is it what you really want? If so, it must come from within, not without.
I've seen what an altruistic gesture can do. Nothing forced you to save me, Dr. Reed, but you did. I will follow your example in these matters from now on.
Well, that's nice. There is no need to thank me. Yes, follow my example. I'm no good Samaritan. Let's try to be nice with this. There's no need to thank me.
There is no need to thank me. Rescuing a London citizen should not be out of the ordinary, though I'm afraid it may appear so in these difficult times.
You did not only rescue me, you fought for me. You put your life in danger to save me. That's quite extraordinary.
How will you cope if you're attacked again?
I don't know. I've heard about these men and women who patrol the West End every night, chasing criminals like my abductor. Maybe I should join them.
Oh god, is that the Pre-Wing Guard? Do not join the Pre-Wing Guard. Decided to fight against vampires after what happened to him. God. It's just like, I don't mind if you fight vampires. Most of them are total douchebags and murderous vampires like Skulls from what I've met. But don't join the Pre-Wing Guard, man. They want to kill me and I saved you. You know, you scratch my back, I scratch yours. Don't join the Pre-Wing Guard. And I maxed him out, surprisingly. You'd make a great snack right now if I wanted it, but I don't really want it. You know anything about Dawson?
Do you know anything about a man called Aloysius Dawson, by any chance?
I've never met the man personally, but I invested money in some of his companies when I came to London. A brilliant businessman.
Okay, fair enough. And you're healthy. I guess I'll catch you around.
Goodbye, Mr. Kimura. Take care.
Was not expecting you to find you here.
I should leave.
I don't know what I expect to find, though, if I'm being honest. Oh, here's another poster for Doris Fletcher's show last year. I guess this was the game's subtle hint of, like, Doris Fletcher was the vector of the disease, I suppose, but, I don't know. Hey, Charlotte, can I ask you a question?
Good evening, Miss Ashbury.
And good evening to you, Dr. Reed.
What do you know about Dawson?
What do you know about Aloysius Dawson?
That man is a tyrant, the embodiment of greed and selfishness. All I despise about this country.
Oh, okay. Thank you for telling me that, girl.
Goodbye, Charlotte.
Let's see, wait. Are you a different person? God damn it, sorry, easily distracted. Who are you?
Good evening, Miss Teasdale.
Oh no, you're the girl
How
I
have you
saved
been
from,
since you returned
the
home?
sewers.
Dr. Reed. Oh, thank God you returned safely from these awful streets. I was so worried about my father that I left without thanking you properly.
Please don't mention it, miss.
Good. I found him, you know. My dad. Or what was left of him. I think my abductor intended to do the same thing to me.
I remember when I went to that house, I followed the wrong path at first. I realize that now. There were two paths of blood. I followed the wrong one, and it led me to a dead body. I guess that was your dad. I'm sorry about that, girl. But you do have headaches, and you know what? I'm gonna give you meds for it right away.
Do you need my medical attention, miss?
I don't need your help specifically. I can assure you there are many competent doctors around.
Listen, I'm the best around. Trust me. Here's some meds.
I have no doubt about it. But I'm offering you my help anyway.
All right then. But please leave me alone for now.
Well, no, I'm not, because your life in London. What do you do for a living?
What do you do for a living, Miss Teasdale?
Before my kidnapping, I was a waitress in a pub. Now I'm unemployed.
Were you fired?
What?
No, It's just that after my recent experience, I don't feel like I can go back to my normal life. I need to do something useful.
Okay, well, be careful.
Be very careful, Miss Teasdale. You are lucky to escape death once, but vampires lurk everywhere.
You killed my kidnapper by yourself, didn't you? No offense, Doctor, but you're just a doctor. I don't see why I couldn't do the same.
I'm a vampire doctor girl, so, you know what? Yeah, I'm not gonna tell you that. That's a long story. What are your plans?
What do you intend to do?
Dad always told me, Louise, if you want something, don't stop until you have it. I did my research and I found it. Ichabod Throgmorton,
Oh, thank God,
professional
it's not the
vampire
Pre-Wing
hunter.
Guards.
I'll be his apprentice.
You know what? That's cool by me, girl. Just as long as you're not joining the Pre-Wing Guards, I'm cool with whatever you choose. Tell me about the neighborhood.
What can you tell me about this area?
I've never really liked this part of town. It was where my father wanted to live. I won't remain here much longer.
What exactly don't you like about it?
People here are contemptuous and elitist. My dad always said, Louise, always treat people like you want them to treat you.
And apparently people treat you like dirt. You were a waitress, evidently, and yet you're living in this part of town. Not to say that waitresses can't make good money, it's just that this is supposed to be the ritzy, up-and-up kind of town where they would frown upon people in the service industry. I'm just kind of surprised they let you live here. Well, personal questions about the vampire who captured you?
Louise, what can you tell me about the vampire who captured you?
The little fucker claimed he'd fallen in love with me. That he wanted to spend eternity with me. Not a bad idea. At least that's the way it seemed at first.
Really? Did you consider accepting his proposal?
Well, immortality. Not a common wedding gift, is it? I think he just wanted to have his way with me. Can vampires even fuck, Doctor?
What? Well, I really can't answer that. Well, since they are creatures of blood, physically speaking, I suppose an erection is possible.
Don't be embarrassed, Dr. Reed. I was just asking.
I mean, yeah, you know what? That's a question to ask. Why not? I don't know how far along this episode is because I don't know how things get cut. Could he still manage some erection, I would say? I mean, it's blood flow, and I don't think there's any issue with this blood flow, so maybe. I'm sorry, it's just like, it's kind of funny to me, the concept. I never considered that concept. Well, I joked about it, but I didn't really think too hard about it. Now I am, and it's making me laugh. Let's try to cut that thought process out because it is exceptionally dumb and a little dirty. Tell me about your father.
You seem to cherish your father a great deal.
Dad was the best. He kept an eye on me, but let me make my own mistakes. Louise used to say, mistakes are the best teacher. You would have liked him.
I'm sorry you didn't have the opportunity to say goodbye.
That's all right. He's buried in consecrated ground now. Nothing bad can happen to him.
Girl, that's a setup for something bad to happen to him. Don't you know that? Wow, we went through all your questions pretty fast, I have to say. Well, fast compared to some other people.
What can you tell me about Aloysius Dawson?
Never heard of him.
Really?
What?
He's very well known in London, throughout the country even.
He a big shot or something? Never interested in politics myself.
Fair enough.
All words and no action.
Yeah, sure. Fair enough. I'll catch you later again, Louise.
Goodbye, Miss Teasdale. And be careful.
Yeah, watch
Until we meet
yourself.
again.
It's always been your house, Dad.
Okay, so maybe now I'm done being distracted and I can actually do things. Let's see if that happens. Nis, don't know that word, but it seems like someone's name. Umbrella repaired, covered, picture frames made to order, needles and supplies for all sewing machines and cleaning and repairing. Why did they bother to make a poster like that clear and visible? Oh hey, this sign says restaurant.
I'm sure Kaloon Russell has no interest in such a conventional menu.
Steaks, liver, bacon, saltfish, egg, fruitier, Greenberg, something, bread, flour, and something. Oh, that's tea and cheese. Cool. Oh, it's already off the thing. Alright, screw it. Let's go to this general area, and if we'll find it, and then we'll go to the main mission, and then later on we'll go to that corner. Seems like a smart thing to do. This car is bright red. It really sticks out. I wonder if that's significant in any way. I can't touch it at all. Actually, this might be the first car I've seen this whole game, or at least a car that looks like it could still run. I don't know, it just seems like it would be, I don't know, significant for some reason. Maybe it's not. Alright, let's go back around and look for that restaurant.
Best stay back, sir.
Did I ever try this vampire move? What the hell? Nope, I don't think I ever tried it. Okay, that's a first, and you know what? It did a great job. I like it. I'm in the circle. Now let's find a restaurant. Vampyr Tobaccos. Okay, that's not a restaurant. Let's keep looking. Oh, I think I found it.
I'm sure Kaloon Russell has no interest in such a conventional menu.
Yeah, you know what? It looks the same as the other one. Oh, okay, one moment. Let me take care of that real quick. There we go, taken care of. Oh, one needs to be taken care of. Oh, sorry, I thought that was my... No, blood spears. Blood spears. Is this not my blood spears? Oh, I can't use it because I'm like this. Okay. There we go. Okay, now I know I can't use my blood spears if I'm invisible. Oh, wow, I just one-shotted that guy. This saber's awesome.
This is despicable.
Okay, blood absorption definitely needs to get another boost to it. I only have 2,000 though. I'll wait till I get to 3,000 before I go to sleep.
I have this thirst for blood.
You're so dramatic about this. You know that, Jonathan? Oh, I went in the opposite direction than what I wanted to. I wanted to go to this one next. I ended up going to this one next. Alright, looks like we're gonna go find out that restaurant thing, evidently. Hello, Mr. Bulkhead. I always seem to find bulkheads in this side of the neighborhood. I wonder why. And I wonder why you guys are so dramatic when you die. A little over the top, don't you think? That's an Icon fighting a bunch of normal dudes. And I'm just gonna kill you all with my nice saber. I love this weapon. It's my new favorite thing. You know, could I go back into the theater, you think? The theater where I fought
It's
Doorless
locked.
Flesher. Ah, nah. Whatever notes was in there are lost forever. Unless I can get back through the front, now I think about it. Not worth the effort to walk around. So let's keep doing the main thing. Or the side mission to the main thing. Hello, Mr. Skull. Am I in the right area? Ah, that I am. Okay, let's now look for a restaurant. Oh, okay, you know what? One moment. I don't want to be the restaurant. I want to find one. Let me kill these guys first. Oh, there's a madam over there. Got her. Well, kinda. There we go. Now she's dead. Oh, you know what? Blood absorption looks pretty well when I'm with a non-rat. Alright, I guess maybe rats just give an X amount no matter what, so I guess I shouldn't worry too much about blood absorption if that's the case. The Blind Gourmet's menu?
A restaurant
Oh.
where the guests are blindfolded before being seated. Intriguing.
Yes, it is. Today's menu entrees. Guess what? Mystery plate, exquisite flavors, main courses, tasteful surprise, wonderful savors, refined curiosity. Dessert, mystery dessert, sorry, got the words mixed up. Sweet mystery, hot and cold surprise, and palate revolution. Forewarning, all customers are blindfolded before sitting at their tables. They are invited to use all their senses to enjoy the meals, except for their sight. I guess this is where we gotta go back to him and tell him about the good news. Yeah, but we're way too close to the main mission, so we'll do that at another time. But glad I found this for now. I think this house...
passage could lead me close to Aloysius Dawson's mansion.
I was gonna say something along those lines, man. You read my mind. First things first, let's kill this Icon. Ah! Alright, he's gonna use the fancy vampire powers on us. Not gonna work on us, man. Come on, stop! Out of the way. Oh, I killed him. That's all that matters. Well, this just will lead me down to the sewer. That's not gonna help me. I want to get on this side of the fence. At least I think I do. Where the hell do I want to be? No, I'm on the right side of the fence. Oh, I probably just want to get down. No, that's just a river down there. How the hell do I do this? Well, now that I look at it more, it's really on the border here. Maybe I do need to go through the sewer? Why not? I already went through it once. Ah, crap! Something jumped me. Try to fight this thing. Kill it real quick. Alright, maybe we are on the right path, because a lot of things down here want to murder me. Oh, you seem a little different compared to the other beasts. Well, vampire vision. Well, I'm hitting the vampire vision. It's not turning on for some reason. Why are you not turning on? That's stupid that it wasn't turning on. That's another thing that this game just gives me a lot of irritants as of late, and it's just not helping itself by doing things like this. Like, yeah, I'm in combat right now. I get it, but I should be able to turn on my vampire vision to know what the hell I'm fighting. I just want to hold back on all sorts of massive criticisms or massive things about this game until I at least get to the end. But I guess I should outright saying it is starting to wear on my patience. I've been playing this game since October. And while, yeah, it's an open world game, different missions to do, a lot of the characters just say the same things over and over again. Like, it really doesn't matter to keep on saying, what is the neighborhood like? Like, you hear it from one person, you really don't need to hear it from 6 others. And that's just an example of the dialogue just getting too away from itself. Like, you don't need to over-explain things like that. Hey, I saw this body from afar. Soiled letter. My name is Robert Teasdale. To whoever may find this message, please try to help me. My daughter Louise disappeared a few weeks ago. She was seen for the last time in a bar in the neighborhood, not the one where she works as a waitress, but another one, the Dancing Trout. 2 witnesses saw her leave the place with an elegant and unknown man, maybe a foreigner. There are many rumors of men and women vanishing in the area. I'm convinced my Louise has been abducted and is kept somewhere nearby. I know the police will not help, for they already have more important things to do. So I've decided to look for my Louise myself. If you find this letter, it means I failed saving her. My Louise is a good girl who does not deserve to die like this. She is a medium size with dark hair and a scar on her right cheek. Please search for her and finish this work for me. God bless. Oh, so that dead guy I saw by the house wasn't your dad? Your dad died here?
Louise's father was determined to find and save her.
That is so sad. Your dad really went out, like, above and beyond trying to get you out of here, girl. Well, what's the new thing? He was killed trying to find and rescue you. Aww. Well, now I'm extra depressed. Your dad died looking for you. God damn. Well, I unlocked the door from this side now. It doesn't really do me much good, I must say, but whatever. Maybe my issue isn't blood absorption. Oh, went the wrong way. But yeah, as I was thinking, or saying out loud in my train of thought, my issue isn't blood absorption, it's blood carrying, or capacity. I should try to invest in more blood capacity rather than absorption. We'll see how that goes later. Oh, I just said that... Enter. Oh, Delasia's home. Yes, this was the right way. Cutting through the sewer. Excellent. Alright, let's try to find his way in here. Oh, is this something I can unlock from the other side? Yeah, now this door is locked from the other side. Perfect. I don't know where that led to, but who cares? Let's keep looking around. Okay, those are the twins. Not gonna bother with them. Let's try to find a way into Dawson's house. Alright, this is like at the edge of it, so chances are I'm not in the right place at all. What? I'm hearing something when I step. This. When you step down on it, it sinks. That is interesting. This one also sinks. Is there some more? Yeah. Cool. That's a guy just over there. Okay. I guess I should go to the guy. Is there anything else around here? No. Oh, wait, no, there's a box.
It's locked.
Oh, that's his
right.
box. I can't touch. Who are you?
Jonathan Reed.
What?
At last we meet. The cards warned me you would visit tonight.
I beg your pardon, sir. Do I know you?
Of course you do. Our mutual friend, Dr. Swansea, can't speak highly enough of you.
Oh, your friend is
My name is
Swansea.
Usher. Usher Tall
You're
Tree,
Tall
You are the
Tree!
leader of the Brotherhood, are you not?
primate of the Brotherhood of St. Paul's Stole, to be precise. I'm really glad we met tonight. I love it when the cards tell me a truth.
The cards told you to expect me.
Yes, they can tell me everything. They told me that you have not taken another life since your poor sister died.
Well, what do you have to tell me? Usher seems to know the many Londoners have been recently murdered. I did technically kill Dorothy, but she was a skull. I still feel bad about that. My guess is if I read her note before I went to go see her, like the letter from her sister, I might have not have turned her into a skull by accident. But you know what? Let's start by talking to this guy. He is healthy. What do you know about Dawson?
Is there anything you could tell me about Aloysius Dawson?
Aloysius Dawson. Yes, of course. We met on several occasions. With time, he got deeper and deeper into the occult.
He's not the only one. It's been quite the fashion for several decades. The Golden Dawn, for instance, is just one example.
True. Aloysius was a member of the Golden Dawn until 1900. Then his thirst for dark knowledge grew. I'm talking forbidden texts, readings which blackened his heart.
That's interesting. Aloysius was a member of the Hermetic Order of the Golden Dawn until the 1900s. Part of me feels like before I talk to him, I should try to get the other hint, but I can't guarantee I'll be able to get it. If this tall tree doesn't have it, maybe I'll give the twins another chatting. They might know something. So your life in London, my good friend? Tell me about the neighborhood.
What can you tell me about the neighborhood?
I really don't know. I don't often go outside. And when I do, it's usually to quite distant destinations.
So you see nothing in the stars for me? You're a poor fortune teller then.
Oh, I can tell you many things, but they will only concern you, not the city. For example, I know that you offered your sister the final rest she asked for.
That's just super sad. Yes, you are aware of the circumstances of Mary's death. I'm not surprised you know that. Yeah, sorry if I sound a little weird when I went home. I was just taking a sip of my drink at the time. So, what have your cards told you about my dead sister?
Do the cards speak of my Mary?
No. It's the burning aura of guilt that precedes you everywhere you go.
Again, depressing. Sorry, I was mid-drink. Sorry about the pause. I'm just trying to take a sip of whenever I can, you know. I'm drinking a little bit of champagne tonight. It's a Saturday night. Read my fortune then.
Read my fortune then.
You have been chosen, Jonathan.
Oh.
I see on you the mark of a strong being, so powerful it needn't even reveal its strength.
So you know about my daddy, Vampyr? Maybe he does. Maybe he doesn't. Well, what do you do here, dear Mr. Primate of St. Paul?
Tell me about yourself. What do you do here, besides turning cards in the middle of the night?
I'm for most a charlatan. For a few, I'm a vampire.
What?
And for you, I'm the primate of St. Paul's Stole.
Are you a vampire? Well, some people think you are.
Some believe you to be a vampire. Who?
The guard of Priwen, who else?
Yeah, true.
For a time, they sent spies to observe my activities, and they even broke into my home to gather proof.
Did they steal anything from you?
A personal notebook they quickly took to their headquarters. All they had to do is to look at me. I'm aging. What better and definite proof that I'm not an immortal?
Do you want your notebook back?
If you ever find it, I'd be glad to have it back, of course. I do ask one thing, though. Do not read it, Jonathan. Some secrets are not meant to be revealed.
Oh, I'm totally gonna read it. I have to read something like that, man. I'm sorry. I'm too curious about vampire lore. But how long have you been primate, or aka leader of the St. Paul?
For how long have you been a primate?
It was 15 years last year.
What do you make of Dr. Swansea?
Edgar is a brilliant and dedicated man. A man of his time. Sometimes a little muddled, but always looking for new paths and new concepts.
Well, yeah, he's very much open-minded when it comes to talking to vampires. I could have killed him any time if I was going to do like an evil run through, but I decided not to. I mean, I don't want to kill Dr. Swansea. I just don't. Can you read any of your cards for me?
Can you read the cards for me?
Are you sure you want to know what they will reveal?
Yes, I am.
It will cost you 150 shillings.
Sure, I got the money.
Here is the money.
The Joker. A woman bent to obey and debase herself. A cruel gaze in the dark. A monster laughing at you.
What? Carnina Billow? She's mentally broken by a powerful vampire. I was right about that. A vampire did break her. That's cool. I learn about things if I talk to him. I get hints. Let's do it one more time.
Can you read the cards for me?
Put the money on the table then, Jonathan. And open your mind.
Yeah, let's do it one more time.
Here is the money.
The snake. A bitter woman. Smiling as she pours poison in your cup. A shaming betrayal. Hate.
What's this one? Venus is deeply worried. Oh, no. Venus is deliberately poisoning her husband? Okay, I need to go back. I need to talk to Venus. That's for damn sure. Alright, so we'll come back to you later, though, to talk about more hints of people. But in the meantime, how do you know about the lives I took?
How do you measure the amount of blood on my hands?
I told you. The cards always tell the truth. Well, most of the time.
Is
They're
it
not very
possible to
reliable,
tell
are
me
they?
my future?
A vampire's fate is much more delicate to read, Doctor. But I can try.
That's all we can ask of you. Rather not know?
I would rather not know.
Oh, okay, that kind of just looped us back to the main thing unknowingly. I thought I could hit both. Okay, I guess I'll get back to that later. So, how do you know about the lives I took? Back to that again.
How do you...
I told
Is
you.
it...
Okay, so speak then.
All right. Let me hear it.
You're on a path to redemption, Jonathan. But be careful. One single trip and you'll fall.
That doesn't sound promising.
Take this,
Yeah.
young Ekon, as a personal reward for your strong will. Keep following the right path and you'll reach safety.
I gained old blood? Cool, I'll look at that later. So, how did you learn about Mary?
How did you learn about Mary? And spare me the hocus-pocus parlor tricks. The truth, now!
Swansea told me.
Oh, okay, that's fair.
Don't look at me like that. His task is to observe and gather information about vampires. He had to tell me about Mary.
She did not deserve this fate. If only I could have convinced her. She was no longer the sister I knew. Oh, she really didn't deserve this.
Mary did not deserve her fate. She had already suffered enough during her life. And yet the pain and the suffering went on after her death.
Suffering is part of the immortal condition. Some prefer to lose their minds rather than face the simple truth. Pain will never stop.
I feel like life is nothing but pain. But that's how you know you're alive. If you're hurting, you're alive. That's depressing, ain't it, though? Or it's really just me rambling on after having 2 glasses of champagne. Honestly, who knows? I'm gonna take a sip of this second glass while you guys talk about the Brotherhood.
May I ask you about the Brotherhood?
Of course. But I must warn you that there are some subjects we consider taboo, in spite of our fondness and acceptance of your kind.
Okay, rivalry with the Prewin Guard, apparently?
I know there is no love lost between the Guard of Prewin and the Brotherhood. What caused this rift?
It was 1801.
Oh.
The Brotherhood was stronger then, a strength that made them hungry for ever greater power. An argument divided them, and the wound never healed.
What was the nature of the disagreement?
The problem was that both sides considered themselves the legitimate heirs of the original Brotherhood. We divide up the books, the relics, not always fairly or with consideration.
So the Prewin Guard and the Brotherhood were once part of the same organization, and there was a split in the year 1801, and one either stayed or became the Prewin or the Brotherhood. I don't know who the originator was, necessarily. Who's to say you're telling the truth on who was the first, the Prewin or the Brotherhood? Wait, so who founded the Brotherhood?
Who founded the Brotherhood?
That's precisely the kind of question I cannot answer. It is delicate and may reveal some of our secret traditions.
So you're not just a club of academics and scholars?
Once upon a time, very long ago, the Brotherhood did more than simply study the vampires. They took actions to eliminate the more ferocious and corrupted.
Yeah, I remember we read something about the Band of the Dragon. So I suppose the pre-one was the start of it, if that's the idea, and the Brotherhood kind of came after, if that's the case. Can't ask him anything more here. So, well, we can't have him read any more cards. Well, we could, but I have no need for it. I guess I'll just see you around.
Goodbye, sir. Until we meet again.
I rarely wander, yet it amuses me to converse with your kind. The Red River.
Let me just take a look how much money I have. How do I see how much money I have? This is the first time I ever tried to actually just look at that. I honestly don't know where to find that information. Oh well, but you have a note here for me to read.
So many signs.
The crime of knowledge. The crime of lost knowledge, my bad. Vampires are dangerous, deadly, vicious sometimes. This is the fact, I won't deny it. And it's precisely why I must understand what they are, sometimes who they are, in order to achieve a better mutual understanding. Do you remember the interview with Titus Flavius Josephus, conducted by one of us in 1548, when he finally encountered the creature in Spain? Do you remember how each of us very clearly chosen words expressed by this vampire warmed our hearts each time we read them? For they were extraordinarily windows to past which we only have glimpses? Well, Titus Flavius Josephus, I don't know if I'm pronouncing any of that right, is no more, since the Vatican's hunters destroyed him a few weeks ago. With him vanishes unearthed treasures of knowledge about the pillars of our civilization. This is a crime probably as heartbreaking as the killing of an innocent life by a vampire. This is exactly why the Path of the Gardequin is a criminal as it is barren. For each time they successfully conduct one of their methodical hunts on an old vampire of England, instead of carefully and respectfully approaching them, they destroy a part of the common roots of with the immortals. They wipe an opportunity. The concept of the Great Hunt is a crime for its blindly kills words and thoughts. From Drinking of the Fountain of Knowledge by Usher Toltri of the Primate of St. Paul. So to you, killing a vampire is like killing a part of history, because we are immortal beings. We know so much about our past that killing us would just erase parts of our history, I suppose, is what you're trying to get across. I mean, I'm all for not killing me. That would be much appreciated. Hey, you know what? Was that the last bit that our friend wanted? No, we need to find Fertile. What was it? Fertile is the beast of whatever. Who cares? I don't know where to find it, so what does the title of it matter? If I ever find it, someone point it out to me, or maybe I'll just check on my own. Who knows? I have to remember that this is where he is, and I gotta know, what is the purpose of these things? They sink. They mean something. Do I need to find like 3 more people to sync with me onto these things? Because Jonathan doesn't really have the means to like push, carry, and pull like other video game characters. I don't know what this could mean, but where am I necessarily? Let's try to remember that this is where Toltri is. Oh, sorry, wrong button. Wrong button again. Sorry, I just wanted to zoom in. There. Let's remember that this is where Toltri is. I don't know if I'm gonna remember it. Let's try to remember that, though.
I cannot enter.
Alright, we can't get into the church grounds on that part, evidently. Let's go through the... What's it called again? The safe house? Yeah, it led to another part of it on the other side. Maybe that's where we gotta be? Oh, I heard something. Oh, you guys are knocking on a door.
Murderous bastard!
Nope, not a murderous bastard. You're a murderous bastard. You can die, actually, as a result for your murdering. Don't ask me how this logic works. If you guys were knocking on this door, does that mean I could go to it? No. Okay, I'll figure this out. Okay, this has to be it. Yeah, it led us to a big house. Before I go into the big house, though, we will look around the property for goods, notes, and loot. Wow, I'm not seeing, like, anything around here. Not even a little bit of scrap. That's surprising. Wait, maybe around the corners by the house? Nope, nothing at all. Well, this has to be the house of Dawson. Dawson's mansion. Yep, we're here. Well
Dawson's
then...
mansion. Here I am at last. But the question remains. Am I ready to make a dying man my progeny?
We are not, because we're not going to do that. But we got a mission update. Will this explain anything more to me about the situation? According to Elizabeth, I should not accept Dawson to become a vampire, for the man has been heartless tyrant all his life, and nothing good could come of obtaining immortality. But I am an Ascalon member now, and I have sworn to obey Lord Redgrave. I really don't know what I should do. It says here to ask Weston inhabitants about Aloysius Dawson. God damn it. Okay, screw it. Like, who says we have to commit to this now? I'm going to just talk to those twins by the church. Maybe they know something. And also, it's not like any of this matters to you. If they say nothing of note, then you guys just won't see it, so who cares? Wait, you're a new person.
Good evening, sir. May I ask you what you're doing here at this late hour?
I'm conducting an investigation about the epidemic in this part of town.
And who are you, sir?
I'm Dr. Jonathan Reed from the Pembroke Hospital. May I ask who you are? And why all the questions?
I'm Detective Inspector Charles Albright from Scotland Yard.
Huh.
And I don't find your answers convincing. What is a Pembroke doctor doing in the West End at this time of night?
Well, if we had a fast travel problem, it wouldn't be that big of a deal. I'm here on my own. I work for the Ascalon Club. I have no time for this. Could I really? This is like in blue, so I'm gonna use it.
I work for the Ascalon Club. Here is my permit to go freely about the city.
The Ascalon Club? You should have said so, sir. I must warn you, these streets are dangerous, and you'd better be careful.
Cool. So we actually managed to get through to this guy. Is he healthy? Yes, he is. What do you know about Dawson, first and foremost?
Do you know anything in particular about a man called Aloysius Dawson?
Who doesn't know the man? I think he intervened personally to put an end to the police strike of last August.
What else can you tell me about him?
Aloysius Dawson is exactly the kind of powerful and influential man who could commit murder and get away with it.
Huh.
With just one phone call.
Believable, no doubt, but not helping me because it didn't give me anything new about him. I'll have to ask around more people, I guess, but tell me about your life in London. Tell me about the neighborhood.
What can you tell me about this district?
I'm the one asking questions, especially when there's a killer on the loose.
Sorry, I was mid-sip again. What killer?
What killer?
I'm not going to discuss that with the civilians, sir.
Haven't I told you about the investigation I'm conducting? Perhaps I could help you.
All right, without giving you too much information, I'll tell you this. I'm convinced there is a homicidal maniac on the loose, using the epidemic to disguise his kills.
That is actually not far from the truth, given the skulls. Believes a homicidal maniac is hiding the epidemic. Yeah, you know what? All kind of checks out. What do you know about the epidemic?
And what about the epidemic?
We both know the situation is critical, don't we, Doctor? Colleagues of mine die almost every day.
Yeah. It's just sad. There's nothing more I can add to that. What do you do here?
What are you really doing here?
I told you. I'm a detective inspector from Scotland Yard, investigating suspicious cases in the area.
Do you work alone?
Do you work alone?
Yes. The situation is difficult for the police. Many of us are sick, and since the summer strike, most men apply a work to rule on their patrols.
Yeah, you mentioned something about a strike. What about the situation here at the East End?
What about the situation in the East End? Why are there no police there to protect the civilians?
I know, it's a shame, but we just don't have enough men to cover the entire city.
Fair, given how everyone's dying. Tell me about your investigation.
Why are you investigating at night?
Criminals rarely act in daylight, you know. But since you are also a night worker, have you noticed anything strange which requires police attention?
So much you have no idea. Let's see. I have noticed nothing odd. I'd like to report Geoffrey McCullen. Do you know about Fergal Bansha? I want to report Geoffrey. Well, Jeffrey. Sorry, when I see it spelled like that, I want to pronounce it Joffrey.
I'd like to report a name, Inspector. Geoffrey McCullum. I'm afraid he's some sort of vigilante, trying to recruit an army of angry citizens.
Then I'll write the name down and transmit this intelligence to the appropriate office. Thank you, sir.
That either's gonna bite me in the ass or do nothing at all. Who knows? Personal questions. Tell me about this homicidal maniac.
Tell me all you know about that homicidal maniac you're looking for.
I'm not even sure there is only one. The wounds are always the same, but the modus operandi varies. Sometimes violent and brutal, sometimes precise and swift.
How could different killers inflict the same wounds?
That's my main problem. If my theory is correct, maybe we're facing a group of individuals sharing the same violent tendencies. Perhaps a sadist cult.
Or maybe they're all just infected skulls, either or. Your investigation?
What are you investigating, exactly?
Well, my 2 missing persons cases have been solved. By you, it seems. Are you just that lucky?
What?
Or do you know something I don't?
I was lucky enough to find them both while conducting my investigation in this part of town.
Why do I still have the feeling that you're hiding something?
Because I am.
What about the abductor? Was it the same person?
I don't think so. You had better interview Miss Teasdale and Mr. Kimura on that matter. All I
you were
did was
investigating
to lead them
those two.
safely home.
Fair enough. You just want to know what happened to those two.
What are
We
you
know they're okay.
investigating?
Oh, sorry, I
I was
already hit
wondering.
that. Nothing more I could ask you.
Goodbye, Detective Inspector Albright.
Goodbye, Dr. Jonathan Reed. I'm sure we'll talk again soon.
So am I. So, where are those twins? I think they're around the corner here. Yes, they are. Dawson, tell me.
What can you tell me about Aloysius Dawson?
I've heard this is a man who has searched for his place in the world for a long time. I hope he found it.
Nothing from him. Let's ask his
Goodbye,
brother.
Mr. Baker.
Dawson, tell me.
What can you tell me about Aloysius Dawson?
You should ask that question to my brother instead. Personally, I've not seen Aloysius for many years.
Alright, neither of the brothers
Goodbye
can help
for
me.
now, Mr. Baker.
Alright, you know what? Because I really don't want to screw this up, I'm gonna do something stupid. I'm gonna backtrack, and I'm gonna talk to the 2 people I didn't speak to yet about Dawson. So let's see. That would have been the Crossleys. I didn't talk to the Crossleys about this, and I didn't talk to them about this woman, Karina Billow. Alright, it's gonna be probably a big waste of my time, but it's not your time, it's my time, so who cares?